I'm at the start of the Knoxville half marathon and marathon course. It's a beautiful fall day. It's a great course. It's kind of hilly. It's very scenic. I've run it about 10 times and I like it. I think if you do decide to run it, you'll really enjoy it. But here we go. We're off. We start on this bridge and it's flat, but then the first thing that greets you is a slight uphill. Okay, and to be honest with you, mile one is kind of like a lot of what the race is like. You have uphill followed by flat, and then for each of your uphills you get some downhills, and then you'll go uphill, then some downhills, but the whole course is very scenic. So here we go. We're heading up on mile one. Now mile one is nice because, you're excited, you've trained, and you don't really notice the hill too much, maybe a little bit. But anyway, we're still going up slightly, and it continues like this for probably about half a mile. Okay, and this is a little bit like what the Knoxville half is like. You've gone uphill, and then you turn left, and you'll see you get rewarded with some downhill, and you go into the campus, and you're on your way to Nayland Drive. Okay, and at this point you're going through campus, and like I said, on your way to Nayland Drive. Again, it's pretty. University of Tennessee is a nice campus, so you do this for a little bit. And again, it's just kind of rolling up and then down, but no major uphills. Okay, you continue. I just came up kind of a little tough uphill, and I'm getting ready to turn left on Lake Loudon, and then you get a really nice downhill to Nayland Drive, so I'll show you that. Okay, when you turn onto Lake Loudon Drive, you're heading towards Nayland Drive. It's a really nice downhill. Look how pretty it is. You still have lots of energy. This is a great part of the course. I think you'll really enjoy this section. Okay, once you get to Nayland Drive, you actually turn left and go down just a little bit. You turn it, but I'm just going to go to the right. But again, you go left there, probably down 800 meters, and then turn around. But here's what Nayland Drive is like. It's flat or downhill. You still feel good. Usually, if you're in pretty good shape, you'll run some pretty good miles. But I sometimes go a little too quick in this next section, and then I pay for it later in the race when you get some hills. But as you can tell, it's really pretty, and you won't have this traffic when you get here. Okay, I'm still on Nayland Drive. You can tell, you can see it is flat. It's fast. I've always found, though, it seems to go longer than it should. It seems like, I guess mentally, I try to tell myself, okay, it's a little bit longer than you think. It's more than a mile, so just relax and enjoy it. Okay, still on Nayland. I'm actually on the bike path right beside it. There's Nayland, but the traffic's heavy today. But it's the same thing, and Nayland, the entire way is flat until the very end, and then it starts going uphill, and I'll show you that and comment about that in just a second. Okay, starting here, it starts to go uphill, and you kind of have an uphill push all the way to Sequoia Hills. And what I do at the top of this, at Kingston Pike, there's always an aid station. So I always just say, okay, make it up this, push a little bit, get to the aid station, and then you can walk and drink. Okay, once you turn onto Kingston Pike, you have a aid station, and then you're heading towards Sequoia Boulevard. Right now it's flat, and then it turns to go uphill just a little bit. I'm on the sidewalk. You'll be in the road because there won't be traffic. And I find this a little challenging section to get to Sequoia Park. That's my goal. I want to get to the park. Excuse me, not park, the boulevard. Okay, I am still heading up. Probably all in all, like you have this uphill climb right here. It's probably 600 meters. It's nothing hard, just kind of gradual. But remember, you started on Nayland Drive, so, you know, it'll slow your pace down a little bit, but you get rewarded when you turn into Sequoia Boulevard because you have a nice downhill. Okay, mentally, when you're going up this little climb, when you get to the Calvary Church, you're getting really close. You have a downhill and then a tiny uphill, and then you're at the boulevard. It's probably 2 minutes. So anyway, that's a good milestone when you get to the Calvary Church. Okay, I have turned onto Sequoia Boulevard, and you begin with a nice downhill. This is a gorgeous part of the course. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's beautiful, and hopefully you can kind of tell we're going downhill. Okay, just wanted to share how pretty this section of the course is, going downhill. Anyway, this is what you get for the next couple miles. This hill right here, I always find it kind of challenging, but if you feel like you're really slowing down, you don't need to panic because there's a long downhill after the top of this, and in the past there's been a water or aid station, so I always say just get to the aid station. Don't need to panic if you feel like you're going slow, because I'll show you the downhill on the other side. It's pretty, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a tough hill. Okay, I've gotten to the top of the hill, and hopefully you can see that you have quite a bit of downhill coming up. And this downhill extends for probably half a mile, so you can make up for if you feel like you're slow up that hill. Okay, I'm still heading down. I've always thought things like these are pretty cool at the boulevard. Still going downhill. Okay, I've always thought this section right through here is pretty cool. I don't know how old this is, but pretty cool. Okay, we're still going ahead on the boulevard. You're rewarded again with a nice downhill. And anyway, the 10K is coming up in a little bit. Again, at the very least, the Knoxville half may be hilly, but the scenery is nice. Again, it's just kind of rolling, but mostly downhill or flat. I always think it, though, goes longer than it should. Like right here is this little Indian mound thing, and I always think, okay, I'm near the end, but you're not. I always think at this tree in this Indian mound, I think it's an Indian mound deal, that, you know, it's only like another 400 meters to the end of the boulevard, but I think it's about a mile. Okay, still on the boulevard, the river over here, and flat, and again, it's a beautiful fall day today, so I'm enjoying this course. Okay, when you see this river section here, you're right at almost the very end of Sequoia Boulevard. And you can see it goes from a divider in the middle down to just 2 lanes. And then coming up is the hill. Okay, at this point you're down to just 2 lanes. You have this large house to the right, and you follow this for probably half a mile, and then you're at the climb. Right on Alta Vista, and you head this way, and it's pretty, but it starts turning uphill here in just a little bit. Okay, the climb actually starts right here on Alta Vista. You can kind of see where we're going, but it's a slight incline. You don't really realize it, but it's uphill. So let me show you what is coming up next. Okay, you take a left on Noelton, and then you run up this, and it's pretty steep. There's usually music going on and some people lining the road. I'll try to show you how steep it is. Okay, the way the hill is broken up, you have this really pretty steep section. I would say it's probably 300 meters. I've tried all kinds of strategies. Just grind up it, walk a little bit, run a little bit, walk 20 steps, run 20 steps. They all both work and don't work. But now once you get up this first tough little section, you then get a nice kind of flat section and actually downhill for a little bit. So you can see I'm flat, almost downhill, but then we need to get up to there. Okay, and this is the last push up to Kingston Pike. You can kind of see it's fairly steep. You're tired by now, but you're almost there. You can see the traffic light. Okay, I've basically made it to the top. You turn left here, and you're on your way to the Greenway. Okay, you've come up the hill, and now you're at one of my favorite sections. It's a gradual downhill, and I always get energized because I've got the hill behind me, and I just kind of roll along through here. Usually people cheering, but this is one of my favorite sections right through here, and you get ready for the Greenway. Okay, you continue on Kingston Pike. Isolate is here on the right, and as you can tell, it's kind of slightly downhill, and you take a right up here. Okay, I took a right on Forest Park, and I'm heading down. Still pretty flat, and I'm getting ready to take a right, and you'll be on the Greenway. Pretty cool shop right here, and you take a right, and again, it's still pretty flat. I've always liked this section right through here, and as you can tell, it's pretty right here, and just get ready to get on to the Greenway. Okay, the entrance to the Greenway is right up here, and I'll be honest, this is, especially if I'm not having a particularly good day, this is when I begin to really start feeling fatigue. And I'm thinking, okay, I think I'm ready to get home. I like the Greenway for the most part. It's flat, has a couple little rollers, but it's very scenic, and I think you'll find it very enjoyable, and it goes by pretty quickly. Okay, and as you can see, one of the great things of the Knoxville Marathon, it's just pretty, and there's lots of variety of scenery. And again, you're kind of going through this park Greenway, really pretty. And just in terms of what you're running, the Greenway for the most part is flat, and you can kind of roll if you're fast. Okay, I'm getting close to the end of the greenway. I can always tell there's this last little hill. Some years they have somebody playing some music there. And next up is the park and a little bridge that I'll get to in just a moment. Okay, you've got this really nice downhill. I don't know if you can tell we're going downhill. And you get to this bridge. And there's the creek. Kind of cool. And then when you get to this bridge, you know, you're really close to the park, and it's a nice flat section, so you probably have almost a mile of flat from this bridge. Okay, so wanted to show you this section, and this goes all the way to the park and kind of through the park. So there are some sections that are flat, and this is a nice flat section until we get to the park. So you can kind of make up for some of the hills. Okay, so I've come off Greenway and now I'm in Tyson Park, and it's flat and nice, and I think you'll enjoy this section. Okay, wanted to show the park is flat through this section, and anyway, just nice playground right over here, and it's a good place to get a little bit faster mile in if you need one. Okay, you go underneath the tunnel, still in the park, and the work is getting ready to begin. Okay, I'll keep this positive. If you are a good hill runner, this next section will give you lots of opportunity to pass people. I'm coming out of the park entrance and heading towards campus, and it turns uphill. Okay, I am heading up towards campus on Cumberland, and you can probably tell I'm going uphill. Now I turn the corner and there's more uphill, but it's not impossible. When you get to the Children's Hospital, it goes back down again. I'll show you. You want to have this traffic on race day. See how it goes downhill? Then I'm still going, I've gone downhill, now I'm going back uphill a little bit. This section, if you're having a bad day, I'm not going to lie, it feels long. But if you're having a good day, you just kind of roll through it and pass all the people like I usually am, struggling, which can be energizing. And then I'm back going downhill again. Then you take a right on Forest Avenue, and you still have it's just a gradual uphill, but you are still going uphill. I timed it when I ran it earlier this morning, and it's about 4 minutes of gradual uphill, roughly, half a mile or so. Nothing horrible, but just enough to where, you're going uphill. So here's what it looks like. Okay, still heading uphill. Trying to show you a little bit. You can see, but it's definitely uphill. And like I said, if you're having a bad day, it seems forever. If you're having a good day, you're passing lots of people. Okay, eventually what happens is Forest Avenue dead ends, but it dead ends, you turn left just for a little bit, I'll show you, and then you take a right again. And don't fool yourself to think you're finished with the climbing when it dead ends and turns left, because you get on this part of Forest Avenue, and it's still a gradual uphill. I always think I'm finished when I'm there, but you're not yet. You're close. I'm still on Forest Avenue, and Still heading up. I'll be honest, this is not my favorite part of the course, but good news is you're really getting close to the finish line, and in just a little bit you go downhill all the way to the finish. So here we go. Okay, and Forest Avenue ends. We're at 13th, and you take a right and you go up just a little bit more because you're taking a left at Highland, and you can see the road. It's just a minute, and once you turn left, you're literally almost downhill to the finish, or flat. Okay, I'm on Highland, and you can see this is downhill. Pretty good bit. It's pretty, and you know you're almost there because you can see the World's Fair, Old World's Fair, and where you started from right there, you take a left and then take a right on World's Fair Park Road, and you're basically there. Okay, I'm taking a ride on World's Fair Park Road, and I am going downhill, so that's why it's just a great finish downhill, and it's scenic. Okay, I am still heading down Highland to the finish. It's a great finish. You can see you're heading towards the Old World's Fair Park through underneath this tunnel. There's people out and about beginning to cheer you on, and I'll show you where the finish is. Okay, you come right around here, and the finish line, you have this last turn, and the finish line is just right up here, about where you see the person crossing ahead. Anyway, finish line is gorgeous. It's fun. Look at this park. There's people around, and just another reason why the Knoxville Half Marathon and Marathon is great. Not gonna lie, the marathon is tough. I've done it a couple times, and the second half is tough.